I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about I feel like a failure.
Oh.
Boy, Margaret, I think so many people feel like a failure.
Terrible.
After a breakup.
Terrible, yeah.
You know, you're looking at a relationship that for whatever reason doesn't work. Sometimes, we've made major mistakes in that relationship. Sometimes it was more about the other person, right, and them just not being ready.
Yep.
But, even when it is about the other person, we feel like it's all our fault.
No matter what happens, most people, when it comes to a breakup, feel like it's all our fault.
Yeah, we really do.
And beating up is a huge problem.
Absolutely. So today I have an email coaching from a woman in her early 20s. And this is somebody that I did Skype with for a different relationship. But I really liked her. She was really sweet. And so the minute I saw her name, I was like, oh, I remember her.
Yeah.
How that is with a lot of our clients.
Sure.
And she's emailing about a newer woman that she's dating. Okay? She says, we're 2 months into dating. Okay, so this is brand new.
Yep.
I'm 23, she's 27, we're both women. I wanted advice on how to prevent breaking up and feedback on how to grow.
Okay. Cool.
I feel defeated and like a failure. Okay? And this girl's been working hard on herself, and I thought she had a really nice personality, and I really enjoyed talking with her. And I even told her that I saw a lot of nice qualities in her.
Yeah.
So, I hate to see that she's feeling like this,
Yep,
especially after this is a new relationship. Yep. My girlfriend is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Her mom committed suicide 4 years ago this week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So the woman's having a terrible anniversary.
Which is what I mentioned here, as you can see.
Wow.
Her dad started dating 2 weeks after the suicide.
Good Lord.
Horrible. Right.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm speechless, right?
So
Isn't that horrible?
His role modeling was you don't bother to grieve, you just replace.
Isn't that terrible?
Terrible.
And is still with that other woman 4 years later.
Oh, okay, I guess it worked out.
Isn't that crazy? Well, we don't know how good that relationship is. She has a terrible relationship with her family. They're always fighting.
This is her girlfriend now.
Her girlfriend she's talking about her girlfriend's relationship with her family. Yeah. She mentions her family never lets her express herself and is all about image. Lately, whenever I've made jokes, she takes them literally and gets extremely offended. I felt maybe her love tank was empty, and I knew her mother's death was approaching. So I filled her fridge with her favorite foods and got her a notebook for journaling, which I thought is very sweet and thoughtful, right? Very considerate.
What to do when people are in crisis? Feed them.
Yeah. And help them write it out.
Right.
Later, the same night, I jokingly laughed, "That's not very sexually attractive," when she spoke in a purposely goofy voice. She said, I'm offending her entire personality and don't accept her. And I think she was just trying to be kind of funny about it. Maybe there's some truth to it, like you're talking goofy and that's not attractive to me. But this woman got offended and said,
you'd be on thin ice when you said that under most circumstances. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She left the room exploding in rage. Gave our relationship an ultimatum, saying she won't date me if I continue making jokes that make her feel invalidated. Then kicked me out of her house for the night.
Wow.
That seems a little extreme.
I wonder how much this lady understands about borderline.
Probably not too much.
Probably not too much, yeah.
This has happened several times now over what felt to me like a joke. I remember her being quite personable and funny and pleasant, so...
Well, you got a borderline who says they don't like it. Yeah.
Okay. She says, though maybe I'm too harsh. When I make any joke, she says I'm like her family. I don't let her express herself. That I make her question herself. And partners should never make each other question themselves.
Really? That's what you said.
Yeah, I said the same thing, really. She tells me I'm two people. I know you're going to love this. She tells me I'm two people and she never knows which person will show up.
Well, it's a projection of her own existence, I think. But anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead, Margaret. Get into that one. I knew you were going to love it.
Well, borderlines see the world in black and white. Okay?
And I even mentioned
Yeah.
that we talk about the splitting in childhood.
Yeah, the world is split into black and white.
Mm-hmm. And that oftentimes the baby sees the mother as two separate people.
That's right.
Which...
One a loving mother and one a demanding mother.
And which is what I told her.
Yeah.
Along those lines. You know, it's tough to get into the complications of that kind of situation, right? Especially in an email coaching. She says, one who makes joke and one who is loving.
I rest my case.
Yeah, exactly.
There it all is, right?
I mean, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this one,
Right.
is because we rarely see this actually explained.
Played out, yeah, said, yeah.
I mean, to be...
One who makes jokes and one who is loving.
Is that not unbelievable? That
There it is.
She's,
Yeah.
in other words, her ex, or no, they're not exes yet. They're still together. Her partner sees her as two different people, which is how she probably saw her own mother
yeah.
as two different people in childhood.
Absolutely. A loving mother and a hurtful mother.
And now when she's either loving, or if she makes jokes, she's hurtful. It's mimicking the way she saw her own mother.
Yep.
Unreal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We rarely see it explained
Right.
the way that we kind of talk about it, right? So clearly, too. One time she ordered dill pickle pizza, and I jokingly said, I don't know what you see in dill pickle. I think it's hilarious.
How can I put that nicely? It's probably kind of a funny joke in lesbian circles.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And she exploded in a rage.
Oh, dear.
And I laughed. I even said it was funny. Another time, she mentioned that she liked dildos, and I said that's okay, but asked if I could also open up to her, and mention sometimes I feel insecure when girls like them because they offer something I don't. I just wanted to share that with you. And she said I was looking for reassurance, but she exploded.
Yeah, she doesn't understand borderline real well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying I made her question herself sexually and made her feel gross and like a monster. Which I was just kind of beside myself thinking on that one. What are your thoughts about that one?
Well, yeah, it's off the wall, I think.
It sounds like maybe something she heard in her childhood.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
That made her feel gross or something about herself, right?
Well, if she's borderline, chances are she has a trauma history herself.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we got to the dill pickle, I knew we were in trouble.
All right. She also felt like, this is continued with what she was saying, she felt gross and like a monster, and that like she should get rid of her sex toys. And she said, but I never said any of that. You following?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what her attachment needs are when she does this. I'm also afraid of her anger. My dad was very angry growing up, and standing up to anger feels like death.
Good for her for figuring that out.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and the constant ultimatums are making me anxious.
What does ultimatum mean? What does she mean here?
Well, she was saying, if you're going to make jokes about these things, then I'm going to leave you, or if you make me feel like I'm questioning myself.
Okay, so how about we negotiate instead of giving ultimatums?
Mm-hmm.
Or ultimata, whatever.
I try to filter what I say, but I feel defeated because everything's twisted negatively. She says if I keep offending her, I can't be her partner. I need help. Well, Margaret, I gotta tell you, this relationship is 2 months in.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of serious stuff going on here.
Extremely serious.
Mm-hmm.
And the partner's problems look insurmountable almost.
Yeah. You know, I thought the jokes were pretty funny, and I said to her, you know, you are a pretty funny, you know, easygoing, you know, personality and sense of humor, and you know, do you really want to give that up to be in a commitment with somebody who's making you feel like you're walking on eggshells here, exploding on you, throwing you out of the house several times? Remember, this is only a 2-month relationship,
Yeah.
and she's throwing her out of the house multiple times. So, I mean, you know, it's your life, but I just feel like this is going to get old fast. You know, she asks, how can we save our situation? How can I laugh with her in a safer way?
Not right now, I don't think. Let's remember, this woman is 27?
Yeah.
Okay. So if she's borderline, then chances are she's probably been abused. Probably comes from a pretty crazy household. It sounded like her parents did business in a pretty crazy way.
Yeah.
And then father instantly got involved with somebody else, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
I would want to know who diagnosed her borderline, because at this point, anybody who's the slightest bit volatile, who's a woman, is going to be called a borderline, just like the guy is going to be called a narcissist. So, however, her behavior does look borderline, but I'd want to know more about that.
Yeah.
I think what she has to understand is this woman is dealing with all of that and coming up to the anniversary of her mother's death. Not a good time for humor. Okay? She needs to be tuned into this lady's sadness. And don't try and set a tone one way or the other. Let her do it. Because she's the one who seems to be in crisis. And this is only 2 months in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say one of the things this woman can do is acquaint herself with borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
And if you look on the computer, there's more material than you'll be able to read in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay? And what they need to do, first of all, is stop the volatility. You know? Have they had any conversations about, you know, how quickly this happens to them and what they can do about that?
And that's one of the things I suggested is you try and have some conversations about areas that she may be offended or that she doesn't like it, where you joke about. You know, but, you know, how are they going to have a playful, fun sex life if she's so easily offended,
well,
you know?
We're nowhere near that.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out how to talk to each other first.
Yeah. But it seems like if you're having this many issues at 2 months in, you know, I don't see much upside to this relationship.
I was going to say there might be a possibility of getting somebody to see you together, but where it's only 2 months, you can try it, because I think whatever you're doing with each other isn't working real well. Yeah.
I mean, my honest opinion is that this is going to be a short-lived relationship.
I would agree.
You know,
I would agree.
To me, it seems like these issues are more about her than about you being insensitive about these jokes.
Absolutely.
I mean, I thought the jokes were pretty funny, personally.
Yeah, but apparently this lady doesn't think anything's very funny at this point.
Yeah, and I just think that that's very telling of her own trauma history and mental health and her inability to maybe be in a healthy relationship.
If she is in therapy, perhaps the partner could come into a session and they could discuss it.
Yeah. But it's also not okay that she's throwing her out of the house and exploding on her.
No.
And she's walking on eggshells.
Yeah, and just saying, you know, you can't even mention dill pickles. Well, give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if she's hungry for a hot dog. That's it.
I can't handle it. Like I say, I knew we were in trouble back then. Yeah, this doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
And the poor woman sounds to me like she's in pretty dire straits if she gets that enraged that quickly.
Yeah.
My first question would be, is she getting the help she needs right now?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All I can say is that for her, I think this is a high-risk situation.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this is a low probability of something long-term and meaningful coming out of this. I think she's got some stuff she's got to work through for herself. And at 2 months in, how much do you really want to invest in this situation?
She apparently thinks she does want to invest in this situation right now, but there's no easy answer. I would certainly stay away from humor for a while, at least until the woman gets by the anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get the sense she's still living at home, which will not make any change easy.
Mm. Well, I do want to address one of the things that she brought up in here is that she feels like a failure because this isn't working.
Right.
I don't think this is about you and what you've done.
No, I don't either.
At all. Okay? I think most people that you date would find those jokes funny or amusing,
Yeah.
and maybe you could laugh about it and be playful with. I think that we're dealing with somebody who's got some stuff that they have to work through, and so I don't think you should feel like a failure at all because this relationship didn't work.
I wanted to go back to the splitting. The partner was saying that she seemed to be two people.
Yeah.
One who was loving and the other one who made jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's always good to challenge the borderline thinking every time you have a chance.
Yeah.
And it would be helpful to say to her, I'm still the same person. Okay? And yes, I can be loving. And yes, I like to use humor. But if you can let me know that the humor isn't working for you right now, I can certainly hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I would challenge the reality of the two people right away. I'm only one. I have good parts and bad parts, but I'm only one. And so are you.
Good info. That's good. I don't think we've ever said that before.
Yeah. No, that's the first thing to do is to challenge the split.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But I don't think you're a failure. I think you've been working hard, and I think you should be proud of your progress. And I think you got to continue to learn about attachment issues and who is going to be a healthy partner for you.
It also sounds like this relationship has moved way too fast, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry, because it sounds like both of them are having a hard time.
yeah. And I really liked her. She's very sweet.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you found this one helpful. And of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can do so on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Of course, Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel I can be helpful, please sign up.
Click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.